Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. In our previous video, we showed you how we can use Excel VBA automation to connect us to our SAP section and do some activity and come back. Right. So we showed you the things, the manner in which we have developed it. So let's discuss all the components, all the necessary things which are supposed to be done to achieve all this. Okay, so the first thing you have to have a SAP installed, SAP GUI. That is called SAP GUI, right? Graphic user interface of SAP is called GUI, right? And normally your SAP service provider provides the application and which you will do the setup. You will execute the setup and it will come up with this screen. For example, once you have it, so you will have a SAP logon.exe file in your machine, and as soon as you run it, so it will come up like this. Okay, and then if you go to this, for example, let me show you the properties. I want to show you the property, right? Let's see the property of this, right? So there are certain uh, mandatory things which you need to do. You have to describe. This is very important. The description, whatever the description you will give, it will be here. And in order to connect to the SAP, you have to specify this, uh, which session do you intend to call, right? There may be multiple instances of this. You might be having a server, and development server. You might be having a QA server. You might be having a production server. So you would be having that many instances installed in here. So every instance has got some description. That description is written like this. Okay, and then you have the application server, and you have some certain other IDs like this. Okay, so you set all these things in it. Okay, so once you set up all this, then you can proceed. Uh, you can contact the bases to issue you the login ID and passwords, right? And once you have got the login ID and password, and you double click on it, so it will ask you your user ID and it will ask you your password, right? And this is the client and this is the language in which these have to be mentioned, right? So these are the things. So what we have done is that we have uh, after installation of SAP, we have uh, written this code, that is the setup procedure. These are just all these lines, right? So it is actually input box. Means a message will come to show you, to tell you to enter the server ID, right? So the server ID, and this is the default value which we are picking, right? Okay. So let me, yeah, this is the SAP setup. And after you enter the user ID, server ID, then you enter the the user ID. Okay, the server ID followed by the user ID, then you enter the user password. And so what all these information is being, what the system is doing with that is that it is placing them on in the sheet setup in these locations. In these locations, if you go to the setup screen, yeah, this is the setup sheet, and if you see that, you will see these are the locations. And if you, I will take you back to the board. You see, the location is P100. Yeah, for P100, this is the P100, right? Yeah, this is the P100, and here it is. From here, it is taking the server ID, and this is the user ID, and then it is taking the password. Yeah, you enter the password, it is stored in here, and system will use all these hidden information to start your session. Once you click, and let me show you what does this start do for you. Okay, so let's go back. So it is logging in. It is taking you to the start sheet first, and then it is taking the username, and uh, it is signing on, creating a session and signing on to the SAP. And once it is signed on, uh, it settles, right? It exits. As soon as it has signed on, it has entered the username and password from P100 and from P101. This is the pass. This is the user ID. This is the user password, and then this is the command which presses the enter, right? And then it locks you on. So let's run it and to see that it happens, right? This is doing it and it is entering the username and password, and that's it. Okay, once it is done, then you have this procedure which checks if your SAP is successfully logged on, then it is going to perform the procedure which is written to go to the ABAP and execute the SE38. So here it is writing. If there is no session, error will come and it will say you that you have not logged on to the SAP system, right? So it is going to put set the Tcode SE38, right? And then later on in this, it is going to go to enter that Tcode into the command bar in the SAP, and as soon as it enters into the SE38, it takes you to the country list which we have developed, right? And it shows you the code as well, and also it executes it, right? So and then it displays the OK. But so this is how it is done. So we will show you that how these code writing is done. So that is by means of the recording of the scripts, right? We have done it manually while leaving the macro recorder on, so it records and we pick all these statements which you have seen from the scripts, right? We have selected these scripts which are pertaining to our procedure. So what we do, this is SE38. So that we brought this command and we change it to my Tcode, right? Whatever is the value of my Tcode here, so that is going to be considered. Okay, so if you see this here, so this is the my Tcode, right? This is the command which we copied it from the VB script of the recording, which we did once manually, and we replaced this SE38 with my Tcode, and we initialized my Tcode with SE38. So wherever is my Tcode is used, so it is mean by SE38, right? Similarly, we have taken this information into our code, and this is how we did this. We wrote this code for you to execute successfully. Okay, so very simple and very easy. All you need to know is how to record the macro, and once the macro recording is stopped, the file is created. You open it in the notepad, bring the code, the required commands right from your notepad into your code, and make the fine tuning where you want to make the changes, right? Okay, so this is how it is done. So let's run it again and show you that how it works. So it has since there is a timer, right? There's a timer that closes the session. So you have to restart the session once you have done it. Okay, so you have done it, and now you can get back to Excel and run this country listing, right? So okay, so because there are multiple sessions being open, you have to close everything, all the SAP screens. Still you have multiples here, so you have to close it so that your program does not get confused, right? So you can do it programmatically as well, because if to sense if it is running, then it can close everything and start, so that there is only one session. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I have closed all the sections first of all. Okay, once they are closed, now you can go for the country listing, and here you can so you will get the OK sign in here. Yeah, so don't click OK in here until you are free with the job here that you have seen it. The Tcode has been successfully executed. It has done its job. You can click close it as well. Okay, and come back and say okay, that's the process complete. Okay, so we have shown you how you can set up the screen, set up your credentials first, and then you start the session so that the SAP start screen comes where you can enter any Tcodes. So this is related to SE38 and loading of certain ABAP procedure and executing it. So this is so you do it in different objects manner. So it means focused thing. Means every all these three things are focused to a particular section. They do it. They are focused to do a limited number of things and come back, right? And to give the control to the user what the next they can do. So this is how it is done. Okay. Thank you very much for watching.